How's it going, Bonnie?
Very well, thank you.
Welcome to Chicago.
Thank you very much.
What's this? Thank you. You're giving me a candy wrapper so I can spit my gum out because, I don't want our listeners to hear me.
You look like you wanted to spit your gum out.
Yes,
so.
Thank you. But I do have minty fresh breath, so hopefully
That's nice.
That'll be good for this interview.
That's nice. Thank you.
So, welcome to Chicago. You are from episodes 2 and 3. You, of course, played young Aunt Beru. We have to specify.
Not even an aunt yet.
She's not even.
So
not
just
even,
really Beru.
No, the last time we see her, though, she becomes an aunt.
She becomes an aunt.
But I don't want to jump so far ahead. Let's just start at the beginning. And how did you get the role?
I was acting in Australia. I had some TV shows that I was doing. And I guess they were casting for episode 2 there. And I happened to look like the older Beru, and so they called me in for an audition, and it was pretty out of the blue, really.
Now, I've seen photos. Obviously, I've seen the original Star Wars 500 times. I don't really see too much of a similarity between you and Shelley Fraser, who played the original Aunt Beru.
Okay. I don't either, but a lot of people come up to me and say that they think it's uncanny, the
they think it's
similarity.
Uncanny. I'm looking at you, and I'm still not seeing it, because you know what throws me off is the fact that Beru is young and cute, and dare I say perky, when we see her at the end of episode 3. I think only 19 or 20 years of time happens between episodes 3 and episodes 4, yet Beru looks like she's aged about 30 years.
Yeah, maybe time works differently on Tatooine.
Well, maybe it's just the harsh conditions,
that's
the
what
sandstorms, the sun.
Yeah.
It does murder to your skin. I think I heard a Gungan say once.
Apparently, but it could just be that time passes in a different way,
Maybe it just takes its toll on you. Obviously, Ewan McGregor ended up looking like Alec Guinness, so something does happen.
Yep.
We'll just keep it all within the context of the Star Wars universe. That sounds like a good enough explanation. All right, well, maybe I do see Shelley Fraser a little bit in you now.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit.
Now that you can get past the huge aging thing.
Maybe. So you shot your scenes out there in the desert in Tunisia. How many scenes were shot out there? I know for sure for episode 2 we're talking about the scene at the gravestones.
Yeah,
right?
there were the scenes when Anakin first comes to the homestead.
Yes.
So we're meeting him there, then
Of
I'm
course.
serving them drinks, and then...
At the hotel. It's an actual hotel.
It is a hotel that we filmed at, yeah.
Right,
but
and that's where the underground part of the homestead is.
And then there's the funeral scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Those are the scenes I'm thinking about right off the bat before we get to the interior scenes.
Yeah.
I want to talk about those exterior scenes because that's a very iconic location, a very famous film location, and a very remote film location, too. It's not the easiest place to get to. Tell me what your feelings were as you drove out there and finally made it and you saw that set for the first time, because it's an iconic set.
The whole experience was very surreal for me, even before I got to Tunisia and had that experience.
Yes.
I was on set in Sydney, and even after I got out of the makeup room and I looked at myself in the mirror and suddenly I looked like I was from Star Wars, that was weird.
Was it weird?
It was very weird.
Now, how familiar were you with Star Wars when you shot that?
Not very familiar at all. I hadn't seen them.
No.
So for the audition, I quickly crammed and looked at them. Actually, no, I think I had seen episode 1 in the theaters, but the other ones I hadn't seen.
Okay.
So I had to catch up.
Yes, and catch up in a hurry, I would imagine.
And I love them now. I'm a huge fan.
Well, great. Has it changed your life?
Yeah, it really has. Like, the opportunities that have come from being in a Star Wars movie are huge. Like, you never know who's going to be a Star Wars fan.
Right. Well, the Star Wars fans are everywhere, and it's hard to pinpoint or stereotype them.
Yeah.
Because it has such mass appeal. Going back to that set in Tunisia, did you know that there is an effort being run by fans now called Save the Lars Homestead? These fans make pilgrimages out to these sites, and they go to see those famous film sites. And so, but the film sites themselves, especially that dome out there in the middle of the desert, is deteriorating. And so they're trying to raise funds to go out there and actually fix it up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a brand new initiative.
Oh, that's cool.
A guy named Mark Dermel out in Belgium has been taking fans on these tours over the years. And he recently took a trip out there earlier this year and saw that the set had gotten completely run down. Either people are taking pieces away from it, or it's just the brutal conditions of being out in the desert. It just doesn't hold up. So they're actually going to go out and restore it.
Very cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, fans.
Thank you, fans everywhere. From Aunt Beru. Let's talk a little bit about that hotel where the interior shots of the Lars homestead happen, most notably the courtyard and then the dining room off to the side.
Yeah.
That's actually a hotel out there in, is it in Tunisia?
Yes.
You shot those scenes in the same spot where George shot original footage for A New Hope.
We did indeed. Yeah. The same location.
Do you recall George commenting on it when he arrived there, like, oh my God, look at this place, it looks just the same, or...
No, he didn't really make any comments about it. I mean, I myself was pretty excited to be there, but he was just hanging out, like he knew what was up.
Yeah, he's pretty chill, right?
Yeah, very casual.
Do you recall him giving you any certain direction or insight into the character of Beru?
He basically just said, she's a mother, she's got that motherly vibe. She's loving and warm, kind of introverted and a bit shy.
A bit shy.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of dialogue to learn? Because in the final film, I think all we hear you say is hello.
Yeah, no, I had more. I had a scene with Natalie Portman in the homestead kitchen, which actually got cut. So eventually maybe that will come out on a DVD somewhere.
They just made the announcement that the Blu-ray is going to be coming out next fall.
Cool.
So possibly that
maybe it'll
will
be
included.
I would love to see that.
And could you tell us anything about that scene?
I don't want to reveal too much because it will be fun for the fans by the time it comes out. But basically, we were in the homestead kitchen having a chat. And
that kitchen, of course, is another very famous set. It's an exact replica of the set that was used for the 1977 release of Star Wars. What kind of vibe did you get in there? And did you know what you were doing in there? I mean, obviously, you go into an earthly kitchen. You have a blender. You have a stove. You know what to do with it. How did you work your way around in there?
George gave me a bit of a tour and he showed me all the weird little contraptions and things and jars of things. And so I got a little tour. And then I basically just kind of had a jug and I was pouring a jug and filling a jug and all these things. Yeah. But there were all sorts of weird concoctions in there that I didn't really understand what they were.
That's interesting that George actually gave you a tour of the kitchen. And then, of course, the famous final scene of Revenge of the Sith. That famous final scene. That was shot when you guys... originally were shooting Attack of the Clones, correct?
No, actually. They did shoot some when we were out on Tatooine. Or Tunisia, But they didn't use those. We ended up reshooting.
Now, did you do that in a studio, or did you actually have to go back out to the desert?
We reshot in Sydney.
You did?
Yeah.
So it was in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
So it was you, and was Ewan McGregor with you?
Yeah, he was there.
And Joel Edgerton?
Actually, Joel shot his part in Ireland. I was in Sydney, and then we had a stand-in for Joel.
Okay.
And then he shot his part like a year and a half later.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was basically pieces that we put together.
That's amazing. And it's a very famous shot. It's the final scene in a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you first saw that on the silver screen?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, how cool to have the final shot.
It's a pivotal moment.
It is, yeah.
And what it does is it sort of echoes the famous scene from A New Hope where Luke is looking at the twin sun setting. It's probably one of the most famous scenes in any Star Wars film. And what George likes to do is he likes to repeat things like lyrics in a song. He'll bring them back, and that scene echoes that other famous scene.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the fans really loved that it was a familiar scene to them and that it all tied it all up. So I was really happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. An honor. And let's talk real quickly about your recording career, and then I'll let you get back to your fans. You've been in the studio recording. What can you tell us?
My album is finished, and it will be released. We don't have an exact release date, but it will be very soon. It will be in the next couple of months. I actually have a song that's going to be featured on the TV show Life Unexpected on the CW.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
If you guys want to check it out.
On the CW?
On the CW, yep.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And what if you could define your music, how would you describe it?
I usually say folk pop.
Folk pop.
Guitar-driven folk pop, and I write all the songs myself, and I recorded with Val Garay, who's a Grammy-winning producer. So.
Yes, very nice,
yeah.
Very nice. And you play guitar on it, too?
I do, yeah.
That's great. Well, congratulations on all your success with Star Wars and future success with your music career.
Thank you.
And acting. Are you still acting?
I will be, yeah. I put acting on hold so that I could do music, but I'm
Yes.
going to get back into both of them.
Fantastic. Well, you're an absolute pleasure to talk to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, yay.
Bonnie.